Hello everyone, and welcome back to yet another episode of R&R Reviews. Make sure you like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube page to see all of our content. As always, thank you for listening, and be sure to leave a comment about your thoughts and opinions. We always love to hear from fans and other cinephiles.
Welcome to the Cinema R&R Reviews.
Today, we will be reviewing the largely anticipated and highly controversial adaptation of Joker. Written and directed by Todd Phillips, who's known for directing the Hangover trilogy, and starring none other than the extremely talented Joaquin Phoenix. Fans have had high hopes for this film ever since it was greenlit. The question is, does it live up to all the publicity that it is shrouded in? Well, we're glad you asked. We gave Joker a 9 out of 10 points. This is the highest rated review that R&R has ever put out. This film exceeds expectations in so many areas and finally gives us a worthy adaptation that is comparable to the greats that have played this role, minus Jared Leto, of course. And I just want to state that my brother made me say that. I personally appreciate all interpretations of this character. It is an origin story of one of the most beloved villains ever created in comic books. It does not follow any storyline too closely. It pulls bits from the Killing Joke storyline, but overall creates its own story that is unique and unprecedented. If you're expecting a traditional superhero or supervillain movie, you will be sorely disappointed. This film is nothing like anything we have ever seen in the realm of comic book movies. We follow Arthur Fleck, a mentally ill man who works as a clown for various jobs. It takes place in Gotham City during the late 70s or early 70s, a time prior to any mass vigilantes. It is very dark and gritty, depicting the perception from a negative point of view. Fleck stays as the focus of the film as he spirals out of control into a psychotic loss of reality. This is so much more than a Batman villain story. It tells a much deeper story about mental illness. It gives a voice to those who are pushed to the margins of society. The entire movie is the development of one character. It depicts this perfectly, it doesn't rush itself, and gives all its time to show this character transform into this beloved villain. The supporting characters don't really get a story arc or resolve. Instead, we're dead focused on watching this single character fulfill destiny. And rightfully so, Joaquin delivers a performance you can't look away from. He is absolutely perfect for this role and puts so much into the character. Todd Phillips said that when he wrote the film, he planned for Joaquin to take the role and never had any backup ideas. Let's not forget about Todd Phillips. He wrote and directed this film. All of his directing credits prior are mostly for comedies. This is a huge step up for Phillips and puts him on the map in a new light. This cinematic masterpiece perfectly blends the score and soundtrack, plugging so many tracks that capture the prior era and a score that gives the psychotic feel, both so prominent and bringing so much feel to what the movie is. The soundtrack making you feel the director, the score making you feel the maniacal Joker. This movie is a love letter to Martin Scorsese. It has so many similarities to a few of his films from that era. The film captures this time period in such a unique way. The shots and cinematography were aligned to a particular style of filmmaking and mimics films like Taxi Driver and The Comedian. It gives tribute to the classics before it and genuinely fits right in. This movie is an instant classic. The portrayals of this character have been some of the most iconic in cinema history. Joker exceeds its expectations and gives us something so different in this comic book saturated time. With an overall rating of 9 out of 10 points, we recommend this for everyone. Even if you're not a comic book fan, you can enjoy this. We will say, we think you should not approach this film with any expectations of what you want it to be. Go in with an open mind and let the film take its own course. Alright guys, well that's all the time we have today. Really appreciate you listening. Be sure to catch us here next week with our next review, and look forward for the Unscripted for Joker coming in a few weeks. Have a great day guys. Remember, it's a beautiful day in the cinema hood.